Hello again. Well, I read a rather interesting article. One of my viewers that sends me a lot of information. I've made mention of her numerous times in the past and in the recent past. I just finished reading this article and it's on SyriaHR.com. I'll attach the link, you're not going to have to look for it. And the title is Exclusive. King Abdullah calls ISIL Outlaws of Islam. And it's a rather interesting article. It gives you a little bit of insight as to why it is that the king will continue his air attacks on ISIL or ISIS, however you want to call them. The article talks about the reasoning behind the attacks on ISIL, and it all centers around the slaughter of the 29-year-old Jordanian F-16 fighter pilot, al-Kasabeth. His family came from a rather wealthy tribe who was a strong supporter of King Abdullah, and the depravity of the way he was executed caused the people of Jordan to unite. Now, what the king says about ISIL is most interesting. He says that they're on the fringe of Islam. Now, if they're on the fringe of Islam, doesn't that mean that they're Islamic? And if all Muslims are Islamic, doesn't that say that they're pretty much one and the same, just at a much different degree? Look up fringe. Check out the definition. I intend to do that at a later date. In either case, what the ISIS insurgents are saying is that these other countries shouldn't be attacking them because they're all Muslims. Well, the king somewhat disagrees, since ISIL has slaughtered hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, of Muslims that don't bow down to their way of thinking, if you can call it thinking. The king also says that they have no intentions of stopping the attacks. And he doesn't refer to ISIS or ISIL. He refers to them as Daesh. And the reason being is that he doesn't want to give them an appearance of being a legitimate country, because he doesn't believe that they are. It's an interesting article. Please take the time to read it. What I've just done now is I've given you some of the many highlights. They also talk about the king of Jordan being not interested in going after the Syrian president, Bashar-al-Assad. The king of Jordan, King Abdullah, blames a lot of what's happened in his part of the world on the rise of the Arab Spring. Now, if you've been a viewer of mine for any period of time, I put the Arab Spring right at the feet, those giant size 12 feet of Barack Hussein Obama. If you recall from some of my previous videos, I clearly stated that Hillary Rotten Clinton with Huma Abedin fanned the flames of discontent, which was the rise of the Arab Spring. Barack Hussein Obama wanted to get rid of the president of Egypt, Mubarak, who happened to have been there for over 30 years. And they did this by fanning the flames of discontent. Once Mubarak was removed, they were able to place their own Muslim Brotherhood puppet, Mohammed Morsi, as president of Egypt. Mohammed Morsi was a devout, and is a devout, I think, Islamic extremist, like is Barack Hussein Obama. And Mohammed Morsi tried to bring about what Obama wants to bring about, but Obama's a little more patient, and that's Sharia law. Mohammed Morsi tried to introduce Sharia law into Egypt. The citizenry were not ready for Sharia law. Mohammed Morsi is in prison, and he will probably be executed when his numerous trials are all over. Who's responsible for the Arab Spring? None other than, I believe, Barack Hussein Obama and his, at that time, Secretary of State, Hillary Rotten Clinton. I told you what I think. I told you what King Abdullah of Jordan thinks. The question now is, what do you think? Please read the attached article. You're going to find it most interesting.